We're back at the Limelight podcast with Relics, metalcore band that you are going to want to really dive deep into, and I'm going to play their most recent single that Jeffrey, the vocalist, reached out to me for, which is Indigo. Gents, welcome. Thank you for coming by on the podcast. I appreciate all three of you.
What's up?
Jeffrey, thank you for sending me this song, Indigo, that I was fucking very, very impressed. And the structure of the song is, I don't know, man. I think it's just like something that I just appreciate from really hardworking musicians that can write really good structured music.
I'm feeling a strong 9 to a 10 on this thing. Hell yes,
dude! It's fucking insane. This song is insane. Like, I'm so stoked for this band.
Thank you.
So let's just dive right into this. Like, where is the band located, and how did everything come together with Relics? Because this is something fairly new for sure. I think like 3 years old or something.
Yeah, we're located in Indianapolis. To try to make a long story short, basically, our original vocalist and Colton were in a project that kind of fiddled away, and they still wanted to do music or whatever. And I was doing like shitty little Instagram drum covers at the time, and they saw those. They reached out to me. We started playing, changed that name to Relics, started doing what Relics is doing, and just through the years, kind of like learning everything. You know, stuff happens, members changes, but then we got our guitarist Calvin in the summer of 2020, had him ever since, and then Jeff joined us in February of this year.
What would you say the inspiration for the music comes from with like artists that you're personally influenced by?
Yeah, I'd say probably Wage War, Polaris, a little bit of Era, a little bit of
I do
like
hear
Bring
the
Me the
Era.
Horizon.
Yeah, I do hear the Arrow.
I appreciate it.
It's just super catchy.
Thanks.
I think the cool thing is too, I mean, all four of us, we listen to different music, from each other. I think, it's a good mix of everything, I think,
And where did you record this single at? Is this one of the same producers that you have worked with throughout the discography of Relics?
No, actually, this time we went up to Grand Rapids and recorded with Lee Albrecht for the first time. He worked with bands like Hollow Front, Sleepwaker, Seraphim, bands like that. And really happy with the process, happy with how the song turned out. And I know Colton's already been telling him about how excited we are to go back.
Yeah, he's really excited too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, like when you have a well-produced single like this, like I think it's just, I would be excited for the engineer as well, because it's like, oh, like I get to fucking work on this again, like something that will probably be even more mind-blowing, and like maybe that will probably just keep him happy. Like, could you imagine like being an audio engineer and like having those bands that like don't come prepared and like don't come with like well-structured songs? Like, I'm sure it's frustrating, but
He talked about that
yeah,
a lot, actually. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was cool to see like how much he enjoyed working with us, and Lee's a guitarist, so how much he really connected with Colton and Calvin, and it was cool to see them kind of bounce ideas off each other. And I feel like the song also turns out better when the producer is like in it.
Definitely.
I do not think Indigo would have turned out the way it did if we didn't go with Lee and have somebody that not only just like got kind of what our goal was, but also was like really stoked on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, and to me, in a personal opinion, which I can't wait to like put this song out there on my content platforms, not only the podcast but other things that I do. I just think it's a super underrated song. Like, I just think like it's just a perfect structured song, which is very rare. And I showed Alfredo from Caliber TV, and he loves it. So between us four, definitely do me a favor and just like send over the next music video, so I can be like, hey, will you take this? Because this is the kind of stuff that works on Dreambound or Caliber TV with that post-hardcore metalcore gent like stuff, because they had, I mean, like at the last live song that I thoroughly enjoyed from them was Wage War's Low live from Warped Tour, and that one's a fucking killer. So I mean, like,
I love that video,
dude. Yeah. Like that, they haven't done a live video I think since the pandemic, which kind of sucks. But hopefully they're all okay and shit. So essentially, like, what is the next step for Relics within making more music? Like, is there an EP or an album possibly in the works? Like, what do you plan on doing for the into the next year for this band?
Yeah, so I mean, I know that probably the end of the year is when we're going to really start working on getting another one out, but probably not working on an EP or album. We really like the single route right now. We feel like it's probably the best route for us, being smaller. There's not as much demand for an EP to come out yet, but hey, I mean, one day, we want to put one out. We also just want people to want it,
Yeah, no, that's smart too, because like singles are the way to go usually around this industry, around these times. Nobody wants to like dissect the full length album anymore.
Right.
They just want to hear a really solid fucking single like this, and then just like replay it until they get sick of it. Like, all right, then what's the next one? Like,
yeah. I mean, this was the first year that we ever put music out. In the last 3 years, we've been a band where we've had people have one of our songs as their number one on their Spotify Wrapped, which was pretty badass.
That is badass. That is pretty badass. I fucking love that. And like, it's crazy because like, I mean, the music video like sets itself like up for success because everything's just well produced, everything looks great and such. And you also are working with High Road Jesse Lee, so he's helping you get this, music out there and such. So, and I'm sure like maybe that has played really well with numbers for getting this like single discovered more so, and the band in general.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean,
sure.
Working with High Road is something that we did on our first video and now this one, and I mean, it's done wonders for us.
Yeah, music speaks for itself, dude. I mean, like, it's so refreshing to hear something so progressive and so heavy, but then like coming back to the clean vocals with Jeff, like, dude, like, it's just like, it's refreshing to hear that through a song. So you don't see a lot of bands that can take on that talent usually. Like, it's just they leave it just for the screaming. So because the discography is like not that large, which is because you guys are a newer band. So this was essentially established in like 2018.
I think we announced ourselves in the fall of 2017. So yeah, pretty much. We put our first song out in, I want to say, November of 2017. It could have been 2018.
That's crazy. You guys are babies. This is like this is
Oh yeah,
it's so wild, dude. Like, I can't wait to put this on TikTok, dude. Like my followers better not fucking disappoint me, because when I put up good music and I believe in it and they don't do well in the fucking, I'm like, I'll post it again. Watch me. Like, I'll just keep posting this shit until you guys fucking
just force feed it.
Do something. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's also kind of work too. So, and for this industry as it is right now, it's definitely the singles, and then the well-produced video for those singles, as well as the TikTok. The TikTok is definitely taking over. I have to include it with everything now, no matter what I do. I'm finding out like the hard way, which is not a bad thing because it's good exposure, I guess, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
you guys ever think about dabbling into it? Like,
yeah, I never really realized how big TikTok was actually getting with music until I made one of my own, and I just started scrolling. It's all over the place. You can find new bands like it's nothing.
Oh yeah, there's so many bands that have like popped off on TikTok. Like, there's that band Magnolia Park.
Oh, dude.
That is just, first off, so fucking good. And second, like, they just started posting their shit on TikTok, and now they just got signed to Epitaph, I think.
Correct.
No shit.
They're going on tour with Real Friends, like, just
Mayday
crushing.
Mayday Parade, like, huge names.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've been doing this for a while. I think people are starting to realize they're the perfect example. Love those dudes. Jared, Josh, they are leading the way for revolutionizing exposure for sure.
Yeah.
Because when I discovered them, obviously through TikTok, they just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and like I think it's been like a year or a little over a year since they started posting stuff on TikTok. So it definitely works. We can't deny that. So
Yeah, especially if you're relentless, you almost have no other choice for it to work. At least being as relentless as they were, like they were always posting stuff.
yeah, and like I kind of like the tactic that they go about it, because it's more so like posts, and if it doesn't do well, they'll just delete it, and they'll just repost and repost and repost until it goes to a certain collective bubble of people, and then it just shoots up, because it's like it doesn't blow up. The stuff on TikTok doesn't blow up by accident. Like there's a reason for it.
Right.
Yeah, they're playing the algorithm.
Yeah, seriously, and people feed into that. Now, there's one thing that I learned the other couple weeks ago. So I turned off my DMs on messages, and I've seen like more of not only my videos doing well, but like I am constantly in the bubble of the alternative music scene or the emo scene or the metal scene, because like I stopped watching all the videos my friends fucking shared with me. So if bands are listening and musicians are listening, turn your DMs off, dude. Don't watch that shit. It's gonna fucking hurt you. Like for real. Like, cause like I have different friends from like, you know, different sides of like everything, like blue collar, like fucking, you know, conservative, liberal, whatever. I have a lot of friends, but like everybody's got different tastes and different humors, and it's like this is really fucking up my algorithm. So turn that shit off.
Right.
Especially if you're a musician. Just that's just my personal advice. Do you think that you would be probably getting any features in the future for some of these singles? And if you could get a feature with somebody on one of your singles, who would it be?
Oh, Craig Mabbitt. Instantly. Escape the Fate's my all-time favorite band, and if I got the opportunity to work with that guy, dude, that would be complete insanity. His voice is just so, I think it's just so unique. I think it would add so much to anything he does.
Who did he recently? He's working with somebody or something. I'm trying to remember.
I know what I think I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what it was, but I saw it's doing well. I saw that. I think the music video he was in with that band has got over 1 million views now. But
yeah, he definitely like featured on something, and it's like blowing up, and like
yeah,
it's really good. But
another feature we've talked about doing over the years, since before Relics was even announced as Relics, we've always talked about having Hunter from Sleepwaker on a song, just because he's so fucking good.
Ooh, fuck yeah! I think Rory would fucking shine your songs too from Dayseeker.
Oh, dude, that dude has so much fucking talent.
He's got the chops for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good.
It's so stupid. How's it been looking for shows within your local area? Is there any future ideas of Relics going out there to play some shows soon?
Yeah, we were one of the bands that were lucky enough to actually start playing shows again this year. There's an awesome local venue in our area called the Hoosier Dome. Shout out Hoosier Dome. We love you. They contacted us in June, I believe, and we got to play 2 back-to-back sold-out shows with Fit for a King as our first show was back.
No way.
So,
what a fucking banger of a show right out the gate.
Those were
Awesome
rad,
weekend.
I mean, not only were they badass shows, but also those were our first 2 shows back from the pandemic and our first 2 shows with Jeff and Calvin. So, like, it was a big weekend, and we, had a ton of kids that we talked to today, and a lot of the people that, had us in their Wrapped and stuff, they were all kids that saw us at those shows and just felt something and have been with us since.
That's
Kind
crazy.
of a rebirth.
What they played mostly like The Path, right? That recent album they just released.
Yeah. Mostly.
Okay, cool. Dude, that's fucking amazing for a band that's like so underground like you dudes. Like there's just so much room to grow, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate like the effort and the trying to reach out to me and try to get my attention, which obviously it worked. So it's like, fuck yeah, dude, like let's sit and chill and talk and stuff. What do you think would be your best scenario for touring? Do you want to start out like locally first? Has this band had experience with going on the road for longer than like a weekend or a week or so?
As Relics, no, we haven't. I don't even really know what we would have planned. I mean, we kind of have a lot of like prep beforehand, but we definitely would like to.
Yeah, I think a big goal for 2022 is, I feel like we've got a pretty good name for ourselves, but built in indie finally. We're starting to get a lot of new kids pay attention to us, make a lot of new friends in the scene with bands and stuff. And one thing that we've all kind of been talking about is we're all very proud of our live show. And I think that's one big thing that will make somebody gravitate towards being a fan of our band. So getting out there, and even if it's just doing, one or two Midwest runs, and the next year would be a huge goal that I think would really pay off.
How big did Backtracks play a part of your live performance?
I mean, pretty big. They, we have bass in there and stuff like that. But
that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It just gives that emphasis to make it even more full.
Yeah, definitely.
Our live show is basically just like from the first song to the end, it's just a never ending like ball of energy. Like we start the song, Colton made these cool little like interludes that'll play in between each song. So there's constantly noise, constantly something to hear, something to feel. And it's just super energetic, super fun.
Yeah, especially when you're just trying to tune and go on to the next song.
Yeah. Right.
I give bands so much credit for that. There's a band that I thoroughly enjoy, and I will die on this hill for this band. They're called What Makes Sense from upstate New York. Saw them live in Philly. Long story short, they, I think, only stopped the set once to talk, maybe like twice, and that was it. It was a very continuous thing, and I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's like this was pure entertainment. Like that's what bands need to do. Like sometimes, like it's just I think the goal is to make that effort of, like you were saying, Grayson, like because Colin's making these like interludes and such, like it is continuing the feeling, like you're not losing the vibe at all in a sense, and like although like you're preparing to get ready for the next song and stuff, like you're not really losing the attention of the audience, viewer and listener at the same time. So
I mean that's kind of the whole goal, is being like an opening band for a band our size. We're not headlining, we're not playing crazy late in the night. So if we can get kids blood pumping for the next band or whatever headliner we're supporting, like that's our goal. That's our job.
Kind of also to touch on that with what I meant about the touring stuff, like I think that we want to make a bigger show for ourselves before we're going out. Like we want we want more production. We're talking lights and stuff, and we want to get everything just like press a button, and from there it's just a train for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. I think that's the cool thing too. Like Grace was saying earlier, we do pride ourselves on our live shows. So when people hear our band, through Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, they get excited to come see us, not just to hear the song, but they know they're going to get a good show too, and that's my favorite thing about being in a band, is just straight up performing for people. So I want to give people a good performance, so when they walk away that night, they forgot about whatever it was that was bothering them, throughout their work week or whatever it was, and they just got lost in music for a half hour to the whole night, and you just leave people feeling good. That's what it's all about.
For real, absolutely. Very well said. Any underground band or bands in general listening, I don't care if you're signed to a label or not, like take this advice from all three of these dudes, like because this is exactly how you're supposed to be a professional musician and band. Did you guys meet Fit for a King personally? Like, did you guys talk to them at all or anything on that show?
Probably talk to their bassist there most.
Yeah, we talked to Tuck a lot.
Tuck, he's an awesome dude, super nice, give us some really good advice.
He's so sweet.
Yeah,
was that
cool
a tour
dude.
they were on, or was it just like a one-off show?
They did I think it was like 4 shows. They had like a show before the first Dome show, then they played the Dome, then they went and played some festival, and then they came back and ended the weekend back in Indy.
Yeah, I think they were doing like a little weekender before they went back on the road full time.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome. And this SJC, I'm looking at the music video right now. This SJC kid is fucking gorgeous, Grayson. Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
We talked off the record. Mike Tripari was on the podcast, and like, yeah, dude, like he definitely takes care of his artists for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. Mike, if you're watching, thank you for everything. You've been awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip this, and you're gonna need to endorse this kid very, very, very soon. probably as soon as you see this, when I clip it and send it to you DM, like, it better happen. Because this band's gonna fucking be big soon. I could
hashtag please.
Please. I'm willing to die on like a very few amount of hills, and this is the one that I also will die on.
Hell yeah.
So, who else has your producer worked with? With recording,
I know he's in Hollow Front. He plays guitar.
He is in Hollow Front. Okay, for sure.
Sleepwaker. There's a new deathcore band out of Grand Rapids called Ritualist. That's real dope, and he works with them. He works with. Yeah, I don't know if he records but he does some stuff with Johnny Frank and Lauren Babick. He does a lot of covers and stuff with her.
For the Fallen Dreams.
For the Fallen Dreams, yeah. Crazy 88. Does he touch Crazy 88?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm just curious. But it's like you're in the same realm of like that collective like group of individuals. I only saw I think like 2 or 3 songs from them because they were on the tour for to Planet C 10-year anniversary, and they fucking killed it. So,
oh yeah, dude, Hollow Front's dope.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. Very aggressive. I like that kind of music. For touring purposes in the near future, hypothetically speaking, if you could tour for some bands or like create a dream lineup, like what would they consist of for bands?
Oh gosh.
And take as much time as you want, dude. We can go into depth with it.
We should do this individually just because everybody's answer is going to be completely different.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
So weird, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's going to be
to add
bizarre.
Calvin's answer. So I feel like I already know what Calvin would say too.
Yeah, I mean, we've like joked around about stuff. Personally, I'd love to see a tour where it was like us, Polaris, Wage War, and like Black Veil or something. That'd be rad.
I think that I would probably agree, like Polaris and Wage War, maybe like Thornhill would be kind of cool. But also, I can't not bring up My Chemical Romance because
I
my
love
favorite.
you, dude. I love
Thank you.
You're my favorite. You can stay as long as you want, Colin.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there was a dream tour, I would just be watching MCR every night.
That was my very first show as a teenager.
Try. Yeah, he would be crying, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, I would be like a old like fainting woman. Yeah.
Fatigued over touring with MCR. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah.
Shit. Right off the bat, Escape the Fate in Us. I've really connected with We Came as Romans music a lot over the years. So I'd say them. I think Polaris would be fun to tour with. And then, and for Calvin, I'd say The Used, so he doesn't yell at me.
He would also say Limp Bizkit.
Or yeah, and Limp Bizkit.
He would say that. I think it'd be rad too to do like a sick like tour that was all like Midwestern metalcore bands. Like it'd be sick to do like us. There's a band from Wisconsin called Archers. It's badass. Sleepwaker, Hollow Front, tour with bands like that. Would be rad. All kind of from like the same area.
I'd love to do a run with Glass Hands.
Oh, I could definitely see that for sure.
Love those guys. Good friends of ours too.
Oh, that's badass. Fuck yeah. Or Spirit Box. Throwing you guys all
God,
towards
please.
Spirit Box.
Please.
That's another band.
Nobody said anything.
Cry to Spirit Box
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Courtney's fucking killing it. It's so crazy. I talk about Spirit Box religiously to people who love metal and metalcore. And people never really took into consideration that she was the old vocalist for I Wrestled a Bear once. Like, not the original, but like she was in the band. Like, no way. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, this band just didn't appear out of nowhere. They've been in this industry for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, Mike was in I Wrestled a Bear once too.
Right. Yeah. So people just don't think like that.
Yeah.
They also don't take into account how long Spirit Box themselves was around before they even started popping off. Like they've been grinding for a minute.
They have, and I got wind of them. I think like with their single Holy Roller, and I was like, wow, like where the fuck has this band been? And that's when they really started like coming up. Like,
Yeah, for
they
sure.
got the signing, and then like all of a sudden, like you're just like more to come, and like whoa, if it's
Had the
anything
number
like
one
this-
vinyl sales in the fucking country.
Are
like,
you
just,
serious?
Insane.
Yeah, dude,
Jesus
they're
Christ.
when we get done with this, pull up their Instagram and look at their first week numbers. They're insane.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
When I saw they got picked up by Rise, I just had a feeling they were going to pop off even more.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It
Especially
is-
with how
it's insane.
diversified the album is, like, which is what they were
Yeah.
so worried about. But it honestly, people still love this. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I fuck with
Well, I
Yellow
think-
Jacket. Like that's
Yes.
what I fuck with.
And I think they did such a good job at showing that, metalcore doesn't have to be constant screaming the entire time.
Yeah, for real.
Like, and it can still be heavy. I think that they just executed that so well, because so many people just, they won't like it if it's not heavy and screaming the whole time. I think you can interpret heavy in so many different ways.
Yeah, I mean, for a genre that gets talked about how like generic and bland it is nowadays, they definitely found a way to push the envelope and make something that nobody's heard before.
Oh yeah.
It's like the genre like becomes a subcategory every like I don't know 5 to 10 years. Like you just see bands like reinventing the genre in itself, and like it's good because like we need that refreshing like atmosphere, like you were saying earlier, like Magnolia Park and like how they have their sound, and then like Spirit Box. Like these are perfect examples of bands that are like they're not reinventing it, but they're like subcategorizing the genre and like getting out of their like comfort zone to like put something out there that people have not done before. So kudos to them. So yeah, I mean, dude, like I thoroughly love this single. Once it came through my submissions, I immediately just said, "Fuck yeah!" I think I literally like pressed like the first 2 seconds of the song. I was like, "Okay, like what the fuck, like, like make my job easy, please." Like, the fuck.
Thank you.
But I'm super stoked for the future of Relics. This is just the beginning. I want to thank you for coming by and talking about not only you guys personally, but to get a little bit to know about your personal lives and see what the future holds for Relics. And I'm gonna play one more part from Indigo. Probably find the heaviest part of the song. I'm just gonna put it at the end so people can like not hurt themselves, but mosh in your car or wherever you're at, and just I would make sure nobody's around you when I play this breakdown. So, but guys, thank you so much for coming by. Congrats. I am stoked for new music. Please send me anything that you want.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for the
real.
opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We will be playing you more for sure. I do not doubt that whatsoever.
Thank you so much.